Did you know your brand new luxury SUV can drop $15,000 to $25,000 in value in just 1 year? And that money alone could buy a legendary SUV built tougher than the modern world. Today, we're counting down 6 old luxury SUVs that bully depreciation and dominate reliability. Number 6. BMW X5 4.4i. A BMW on a durability list. That sounds as unlikely as your dentist being a part-time street racer. But stay with us, the first generation X5 wasn't just BMW's first SUV. It was the moment BMW decided to prove that an SUV didn't have to drive like a sofa on stilts. Back in 1999, when luxury brands were slapping leather on pickup trucks and calling them premium, BMW took one look at the chaos and basically said, "Fine, if no one else is going to build an SUV that actually drives, we'll do it ourselves." And that's how the X5 arrived, not as another bulky family hauler, but as the world's first true performance SUV. BMW was so confident they even refused to call it an SUV at all. Instead, they invented a new label: Sports Activity Vehicle. Ridiculous name? Maybe. Accurate? Absolutely. By the time the 4.4i model showed up in 2003, the idea had matured into something special. Under the hood sat a 4.4-liter naturally aspirated V8 from the good old days. Before turbos, before fragile sensors, before engines required therapy and software updates. Just pure displacement, 290 horsepower, 324 pound-feet of torque, and a willingness to work every single day. And the performance? For its time, it was absurd. A 0 to 60 time of about 6.5 seconds, in an era when most SUVs needed a written invitation to reach highway speeds. But what really stunned everyone was the handling. The steering was sharp. The chassis felt carved from granite. The AWD system behaved like an invisible helper instead of an attention-seeking toddler. You didn't drive it thinking, "This is good for an SUV." You drove it thinking, "Why does this SUV feel like a 5 Series wearing hiking boots?" That question alone sent shivers through every competitor. Inside, the X5 4.4i is early 2000s BMW perfection. Solid materials, satisfying buttons, and a layout designed to last decades, not 3-year leases. No gimmicks, no fluff, just quality. Number 5. Cadillac Escalade. Believe it or not, the first-generation Cadillac Escalade was created simply because Cadillac panicked. Full-blown board meeting screaming, "Oh God, we're so screwed," panic. It's 1997. Lincoln just dropped the Navigator, and suddenly every rapper, CEO, athlete, and suburban mom with a latte addiction wants a luxury SUV the size of a small apartment building. Range Rovers are breaking down. Navigators are selling like crazy. And Cadillac? Cadillac has nothing. Cadillac looked around their lineup, looked at the calendar, and said, "We need an SUV, like yesterday." What did they do? They grabbed a GMC Yukon Denali, a rugged SUV that had been kicking around since 1992, slapped on a Cadillac grille, added some leather, changed the badges, and sent it out into the world like a kid going to prom in his dad's tuxedo. And somehow, that panicked decision accidentally created one of the most durable luxury SUVs ever built. The first-gen Escalade covering the 1999 and 2000 model years were built on the GMT 400 platform, basically automotive folklore at this point. This is the same foundation under old Tahoes, Suburbans, Yukons, Silverados, vehicles that refuse to die out of pure mechanical stubbornness. The GMT 400 platform doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about surviving. Under the hood? The legendary 5.7-liter Vortec V8. An engine so reliable it feels offended when you suggest it might fail. No direct injection to clog. No timing chains to snap and ruin your entire month. Just big, simple pushrod V8 goodness that wakes up every day ready to work like it's got a mortgage to pay. And when it came to performance, 255 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque felt enough for this beast. Performance wasn't the goal, survival was, and survival it did. Still, it could tow boats, haul families, and survive the kind of neglect that would kill a German luxury SUV in 6 months. Inside, Cadillac threw in just enough luxury to justify the badge and the price premium. Leather everywhere, Wood trim trying its absolute hardest, power everything, heated seats, premium Bose audio, climate control, the feeling that you'd made it even if your credit score said otherwise. Was it refined for a luxury SUV? Absolutely not. Was it comfortable? Hell yes. But did it feel like a truck inside? 100%. But that's exactly why it lasted. And here's the beautiful accident. Given that it shared so many parts with regular Chevy and GMC trucks, when something did break, and eventually something always does, parts were cheap, plentiful, and available everywhere. You didn't need a specialized Cadillac dealership charging $200 per hour labor. Any mechanic with a socket set and a weekend could fix this thing. That's why you still see first-gen Escalades rolling around with 200,000 and even 300,000 miles on them. Number 4. Lexus RX300. Did you know the luxury crossover segment exists solely because Lexus woke up one day and chose violence? It's the late 1990s. SUVs are still built like farm equipment. Huge body-on-frame monsters. Suspension so stiff you feel every pebble like a personal attack. Turning radius like a cargo ship having an identity crisis. They ride like tractors, handle like refrigerators, and everyone just accepts this as normal. Then Lexus shows up and says, "What if we made an SUV that doesn't actively hate its driver?" The auto industry collectively dropped their coffee mugs in shock. While everyone else was slapping leather seats onto truck frames and calling it luxury, Lexus said nope and went full unibody construction, car platform, sedan DNA. The RX300 was basically a Lexus ES300 that developed a mild superiority complex. Same bones, same smooth ride, same philosophy, comfort above all else. And that single decision is why the RX300 feels civilized 25 years later, while most old body-on-frame SUVs from that time feel like you're riding a jackhammer. And here's the insane part. It worked perfectly on the first try, which should be illegal in the car world. First-generation cars are supposed to be disasters, recalls, problems, regrets. The RX300 just showed up flawless and started collecting 5-star reviews like Pokemon cards. Cars.com owners gave it a 4.5 out of 5 reliability score with an 87% approval rating. Kelley Blue Board owners went even harder. 96% said they'd recommend it. Not "it's fine," not "it's okay for the price." Full-blown. This is the best car we've ever owned energy. And the secret to its immortality lives under the hood. The 3.0-liter 1MZF V6. One of Toyota's most unbothered, drama-free engines ever created. 220 horsepower, 220 pound-feet of torque, and absolutely zero interest in your nonsense. Paired with a 4-speed automatic that shifts so smoothly you forget it's even working. No timing belts to snap at the worst possible moment. No complex garbage designed to break right after the warranty expires. Inside, peak old-school Lexus luxury. And we mean that as the highest form of praise. Leather seats, so comfortable you immediately forgive every bad decision you've ever made. Controls that don't require a software update, a YouTube tutorial, or a phone call to your tech-savvy nephew. Cruise control, dual-zone climate, premium sound, wood trim that's actual wood, not the plastic garbage pretending really hard. And none of it squeaks, rattles, or falls apart, because this was built back when "built to last" wasn't just a slogan, it was a promise. Before we reveal the final 3, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts on the best old luxury SUV we've mentioned so far. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz G-Class, W463. Isn't it fascinating that the Mercedes G-Class started life as a no feelings, no comfort, just don't die in a war military vehicle? Built for soldiers who needed something that could survive bullets, mud, snow, deserts, and the kind of terrain where roadside assistance means a helicopter evacuation. And then sometime in the 1990s, a Mercedes executive had what can only be described as a fever dream. What if we took this bulletproof military box, added leather seats, and sold it to celebrities? So the W463 showed up with luxury interiors, sound insulation, wood trim, heated seats, and actual comfort, while keeping every single military-grade engine and component underneath. It's like putting a tuxedo on a tank. Shouldn't work. Does anyway. That beautiful contradiction is exactly why this thing lasts forever. Under the fancy leather and wood trim, Stone Age engineering that refuses to evolve because it's already perfect. Body-on-frame construction, so old school that modern SUVs look at it like a museum exhibit. Ladder frame chassis built like it's holding up a bridge. Solid axles front and rear, the same setup farming tractors use because it's literally unkillable. It came with permanent all-wheel drive that never ever stops working. And here's the impressive part. 3 locking differentials, front, center, rear. You can lock all of them at once and turn this luxury SUV into an unstoppable mechanical monster. Most modern crossovers have a panic attack if one wheel touches a damp leaf. The G-Class just locks all 3 diffs and climbs over the problem like it took the obstacle personally. It doesn't go around things. It goes through them while judging you for hesitating. Inside, early W463s were shockingly luxurious for something designed to survive literal warfare. Real leather that smells expensive, cruise control, and available ABS. It created a unique blend of high-end comfort and serious go-anywhere ability that appealed to the wealthy. Now let's talk engines, aka the real reason these things refuse to die, even when common sense says they should. Mercedes loaded the W463 with some of their most mechanically indestructible powertrains from the golden era when German engineers had standards. The inline-6 motors, especially the legendary M104 gas engine and the OM606 diesel that people literally write love poems about, are so reliable they make Toyota nervous. The V8s, overbuilt and under stress to a level of obsession. Number 2. Toyota Land Cruiser 100 Series. Knock knock, who's there? Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser who? Land Cruiser who just towed your $100,000 modern SUV for 20 miles without even stretching first. That joke isn't just a joke. It's the 100 Series' entire personality. Launched in 1998 as the evolution of the 80 Series, the 6th-gen Land Cruiser didn't just earn a reputation for reliability. It practically invented it. Why? Glad you asked. When it showed up in the late 1990s, SUVs were getting soft. Cup holders were multiplying like rabbits. Plastic was spreading like a disease. Luxury brands were competing over who could add the most useless features nobody asked for. Toyota looked at that whole circus and said, absolutely not. The Land Cruiser 100 stayed body on frame when everyone else was going unibody for comfort. Kept full-time 4-wheel drive when competitors were switching to part-time systems to save money. Still engineered like it was going to the Sahara Desert instead of a Costco parking lot. This was built for people who don't care about impressing their neighbors. They care about not dying in the middle of nowhere. And yes, it was luxury. Just Toyota luxury, which means quiet, comfortable, durable, and violently allergic to drama. Leather seats you can sit in for 8 hours without your spine filing a workers' comp claim. Thick carpets, climate controls that don't need a software update, because why the hell would they? Everything is analog, physical, and works. A concept so foreign to modern cars it might as well be ancient magic. The transmission. A 5-speed automatic built like it expects you to tow the Titanic while climbing Everest. Toyota engineered this assuming owners would ignore maintenance, punish it daily, and still expect it to work. And somehow, it does. Towing boats? Easy. Crawling over rocks? Sure. Surviving owners who think lifetime fluid means ignore forever? That's literally what it was designed for. Now let's talk about the engine, because this is where it gets legendary. The 2UZFE, a 4.7-liter naturally aspirated V8 that belongs in a museum dedicated to engines that refuse to die. This motor also powered the Tundra, Sequoia, 4Runner, and a bunch of Lexus models, which means Toyota trusted it with everything. Owners routinely hit 300,000 miles on original internals without even thinking about a rebuild. And some lunatics have even crossed 1 million miles on these bad boys. Number 1. Lexus LS470. Want to hear a 3-word joke? Unkillable luxury SUV. Yeah, sounds impossible in 2025. Until one SUV hears it and starts laughing like a supervillain. That SUV is the Lexus LS470. This thing isn't just durable, it's immortal and furious you even questioned it. Built from 1998 to 2007, the second-generation LX470 represents the golden era when luxury SUVs were still secretly hardcore off-roaders who just happened to own a tuxedo. Before everything turned into an iPad on wheels with an existential crisis, Lexus had a genuinely unhinged idea. What if we take the most indestructible vehicle on Earth and just wrap it in really nice leather? Absolute madness. And it worked perfectly. Because here's the truth they didn't even bother hiding. The LX470 is a Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series wearing a suit. Not inspired by. Not shares a platform. It literally is one. Same bones, same engine, same transmission, same bomb-proof off-road hardware that's been crossing deserts, surviving wars, and embarrassing Jeeps since the dawn of time. Lexus just said, okay, cool. Now add heated seats, wood trim, and charge a few more $1,000s in the name of luxury. And people paid for it, happily. Under the hood sits the legendary 4.7-liter 2UZF V8, an engine so reliable it's basically a meme in the off-road community. This motor doesn't chase speed records or magazine covers, it chases immortality. Early models made 230 horsepower, later ones got bumped to 275. But that's completely missing the point. This engine doesn't care about being fast. It cares about never dying. Ever. This is the same V8 that powers Tundras with 400,000 miles still hauling trailers. The same engine that runs taxi fleets in the Middle East until the chassis disintegrates, but the motor keeps running. People have tried to kill these engines. They can't. It's like a horror movie villain. You think it's done, then it starts again like nothing happened. Want to toast 6,500 pounds? Easy. Idle in traffic for 3 hours? No problem. Survive neglect that would murder a German luxury car in 6 months? Preferred operating condition. The chassis underneath is full body-on-frame Toyota insanity. Overbuilt doesn't even cover it. Suspension components the size of tree branches. This thing doesn't avoid potholes. It eats them for breakfast and asks if you have any more. Since Toyota engineered 100 series for African safaris, Middle Eastern deserts, Australian outback, and places where roadside assistance means a camel, the LX470 treats your suburban commute like a spa day. And the interior? Still looks good. The leather doesn't crack into dust. The dash doesn't warp like it's melting. Nothing rattles. The cabin stays library quiet at 80 miles per hour because Lexus stuffed sound-deadening material into every crack like they were trying to build a luxury submarine. Oh, we almost forget. Ownership is where this gets stupid. The 2UZF V8 casually strolls past 300,000 miles like it's just getting warmed up. The transmission is bulletproof. The four-wheel drive system is Toyota overkill at its finest. Locking diffs, low range, the whole 9 yards. Rust? Shockingly rare because Toyota actually gave a damn about undercoating. But here's the part that makes zero sense. A brand new 2025 Toyota Corolla, a basic economy sedan, costs $23,800. You can buy a clean LX470 with reasonable miles for $10,000 to $20,000. Dare we say, a used Lexus LX470 is worth a buy at almost any price. We hope you enjoyed this video. Here's another one you'll love. As always, thanks for watching.